Was there one goal when you first started the company that you had in mind of what it would become? A vague goal.
Yeah. Um, Not really one goal. I wanted to be successful, in general. I want to be able to do it. I wanted to be able to do it full time and be able to just, have it be successful.
But never like, oh, I really want to collab with X person or Y person. That'll make my whole experience with Stay Cool all the worth it.
I don't have one final goal like that. I have many goals, like so many. So it's just like if I had one, I'm cutting myself short right there. I have so many goals, it's endless.
If I told you, so some of those goals, if I told you where Stay Cool is at in perhaps 5 or 10 years, what are some of those goals within those next 5 years or a decade?
For sure. Um, yeah, good question. Many, whether it's collaborating with specific brands that I'd like to collaborate with, or obviously hitting revenue markers and hitting sales that I want to hit, or getting in this many stores, or you know, growing my team. Specifically, like specific goals of where I want to take the brand, like big picture goals, is really expanding Stay Cool into different sectors of business. Those are like my bigger goals. I studied hospitality at BU. I went to the School of Hospitality. So while I was there, I didn't know this, but now that I graduated, I kind of have a goal to expand Stay Cool into the hospitality sphere specifically. So, for example, whether that's putting my Stay Cool mark and aesthetic and vibe into physical experiences, whether it's like a Stay Cool diner or a Stay Cool motel or a Stay Cool cafe or coffee shop, whatever it might look like. So those are like my big picture goals of expanding the brand into those types of sectors of business. I don't want to limit myself to just apparel. Obviously, I like clothing, but I just feel like there's more to Stay Cool, and the aesthetic and the vibe and everything's very strong with the brand that I do feel like it could be placed on more than just a hoodie or a jacket. I don't want to limit myself. So those are like my big picture goals of where I want to take the brand in the future.
Speaking though of the hoodie, I think this is I got it last week, the multi one.
The 80s hoodie. That's my favorite piece of all time,
See, I
actually.
really like this one. I haven't taken it out of the. It's also really hot in here, so I won't wear it right now. But so people that want to see this, hold on. Can the camera catch
Yeah.
it? Yeah, they can catch it. You can feel it is very good quality. I really have to say. And it's got the whole little different colors all over.
Color
Um,
block.
so who comes up? Is it you who comes up with most of the designs, or you have a design aspect
So
of the team?
come up with every single idea pretty much A to Z. I conceptualize the concepts, conceptualize the graphics and everything that's going to be on clothing. And then I have a graphic designer, implement and create the actual graphics. But from an idea creation point of view, I pretty much come up with the ideas, and then I have our designer put it on paper and kind of complete it. Obviously, they also bring ideas to the table, but for the most part, from a conceptualization point of view, I'm coming up with most of the ideas.
And so, what does that look like when you're kind of conceptualizing? Are you then like writing it down, drawing?
Yeah, I kind of seek a lot of reference and inspiration, and gather photos and pictures and specific or around specific concepts that I could compile and then give that over to a graphic designer. So it might be something I see in the road, it might be something I see on the street, on eBay, on Depop, or just finding or surfing the web, for like vintage type inspiration. I just kind of compile it, and then I delegate that over in a clear manner to my designer. And then she kind of helps implement it on paper. And then that's just the design process. Then it's obviously, what is that design going on? Is it going to be embroidered? Is it going to be printed? Is it going to be on a t-shirt? Is it going to be on a hoodie? How big is the graphic going to be? What color is the hoodie going to be? So there's so many different intricacies that people might not know of what goes into it. Someone just sees the final product, but as I said, how big the graphic's going to be? What's the print style? Who's making it? Is it going to be that manufacturer? This one? so many little nitty gritty details that go into it.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about the fashion industry and running your own fashion brand?
Um, Perhaps that people think it's easier than it is. Obviously, a lot of people want to run a brand and run their own company in general, but as I said, there's just a lot of different details that go into it, from A to Z, from production to, for example, now you have this hoodie. How are you getting people to buy it? You have to market it. You have to create content around it. You have to put it on the website. There's just a lot of different steps. If you want to do it successfully, there's just a lot of things to do. But that's just business in general. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. But if you're passionate about it and you're willing to put in the work, then you're just going to make it happen. So I don't know if that's a misconception per se, but perhaps that's just what it is.
And I mean, it's got to feel good though I mean, so you have like a little headquarter office?
Yeah, so I have an office in Manhattan.
Okay. Where at?
It's in Midtown,
Okay.
on 33rd Street, kind of near like Broadway area. So we were in my father's office with my team since I graduated for like 2 to 3 years, and then earlier this year in October we moved into the space. So if you go on the website later, whenever, you can see what the space looks like. But in general, it's a very colorful, vibrant type of space. And it really represents the brand and its aesthetic and its identity. Anyone who walks in here just feels the brand. So that I wanted that for the space, and that's kind of how I want to build the future spaces too.
Are you looking to continue to grow your team?
Yeah, no, for sure. In a natural sense, yes. As I was saying earlier, I don't want to force anything. I'm not going to just hire people just to hire them to feel like I'm doing things.
Right.
Some people, when they start a company, the first thing they do is hire people. Oh, let me get an employee for every little asset of the company. So I kind of take my things a little bit slower when it comes to bringing new people on, because you really want to have them do things that will help grow the business. I don't want to hire just to hire, because at that point, for example, if you bring someone on and you don't really need their work, then you're just, at the end of the day, that thinking about that's taking time away from doing other things. So yes, I do want to grow the team, but essentially growing the team is like, as the company grows is when I'll grow the team.
What kind of people do you look for, or maybe that you're actively looking for in terms of growing the team?
Yeah, I guess it depends on the specific requirement, the specific position. But generally someone who, preferably has experience within the streetwear clothing type of industry. It's preferred. Obviously, if they don't, it's fine. But that would be preferred. And if they have an understanding of the types of brands, or just have an understanding of what we're doing, maybe even from a social media sense or from an Instagram sense. Or, for example, if someone doesn't know what Instagram or TikTok is, they might not know where the brand lives. So certain kind of things like that, of just having understanding of what's going on, I guess, is important to me, as well as people who are creative and who could think outside the box. But in general, it depends on the position.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at felix.levine, and if you have something to say, please leave a comment.